Good afternoon, everyone. I'm YC. Welcome to my channel, YC Cooks and Bakes. I am going to be making an easy supper along with the same theme that I've been doing, that everybody's having a busy day. So we're going to do an easy supper of creamy Dijon chicken. And I hope that you join me in cooking this evening. And I'm going to tell you what you need to do this simple, quick recipe. Okay. You want to have Dijon mustard and a stone ground mustard, or you can have a stone ground Dijon. You want some lemon juice, just a little bit of sour cream, some tomato paste, black pepper, a little salt, and I'm going to use some garlic powder to help season the chicken, parsley, fresh or dried, for garnish, paprika and flour, a couple tablespoons of butter, and some baby Bella brown mushrooms. And that's what you're going to need to do our recipe today. So the first thing I'm going to do is move all this stuff aside, and of course you need the chicken, and I'm going to bring you forward so you can see it. And you want it to be skinless, boneless chicken breasts. And you don't want more than like an inch thick, but you can fillet them yourself if you want, and use a meat mallet to get them the same size. So the first thing I'm going to do is season each side. That was salt. Now we're just going to use a little bit of garlic. And we're going to use some black pepper. And you do want a little bit of olive oil for your frying pan also. We're just going to turn these over and season the other side. Okay. And my sides are going to be rice and spinach with chickpeas. And I already have my rice going. I made it with a mix of brown rice and white rice. And I'm cooking it in some chicken broth right now. That's the other thing that you want for this meal. You're also going to need 1.5 cups of chicken broth. But don't worry, you know I put everything in the description. So we have both sides seasoned, and I'm just going to slice up some mushrooms, and then I will meet you at the stove. Okay, we're at the stove now, and basically what we're going to do is I'm heating up some olive oil in a pan right now, and just a couple tablespoons. And we're going to cook the chicken a few minutes on each side. Let me put this up higher because I didn't hear it sizzle. I'll just wait a minute. And while I'm waiting on this, I want to tell you, when you slice your mushrooms, you just have to wipe them off with a paper towel first to clean them. Don't immerse them in water, because what that does is it just adds too much fluidity and water to your sauce later. And it can ruin a sauce and break it and everything else. So you just want to wipe them off and just slice them. And they'll be fine. You can hear it sizzling now. I'm going to go ahead and put in another piece. And you can see the chicken in there. And I'm just going to cook these a few minutes on each side and transfer them to a plate. And I'll let you know your next step. Okay, we're done cooking the chicken on each side. You can see how nice and brown they are. And I'm just going to pop this in the oven to keep them warm. Let's just set them aside. Let's put it on warm. And then you're going to use your pan again. Add your 1/3 tablespoon of olive oil. And the 2 tablespoons of butter. And if your butter is salted, just add pepper to your mushrooms. If it's, I keep splashing myself, if it's unsalted, you'll want to add salt and pepper to your mushrooms. Okay. All right, let's get this going. It's 86 in South Carolina. And this has all the beautiful flavor from the chicken in the bottom of the pan. All that goodness. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put in our mushrooms. Okay. And you're going to saute these until they lift up all that wonderful goodness. While your chicken is just keeping warm in the oven. I need to check my rice too because I'm pretty sure it's done. Alright, and I'll bring you back. Okay, when you saute the mushrooms and they look beautiful like this in a nice golden, beautiful golden brown color, then at this point, move them aside a bit and put in a tablespoon or 2 of your tomato paste. And I'm just going to eyeball it. Okay, maybe like that. And you want to stir this for a few seconds. Get it all, incorporated into the pan and around your mushrooms and heat it up good. The acidity in that tomato paste is going to lift the rest of the goodness off the bottom of the pan. All that wonderful stuff that you need to make a unbelievable, fantastic sauce. Okay, and now at this point, you're going to put in your flour, and this is smoky paprika. Finally got it. So happy. And we're going to stir this around. And with all that, the paste and all the wonderful olive oil and butter that was in this pan, we are making kind of like a roux. And once you have that incorporated and it looks pasty, you want to put in your 1.5 cups of chicken broth. Okay. Oh my goodness, this is starting to come together. It's looking really, really, really good. Woo! If I don't go spilling it all out of the pan first. At this point, this is what it's supposed to look like. Okay? And I'll bring you back for the next part. Okay, everyone. Remember that flour and that paprika? Look at this. Look at this, how it's turned into like a nice sauce, gravy consistency. You see that? It's beautiful. Okay. So at this point, you want to take creme fraiche, whatever you got. I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of sour cream, which doesn't want to let go of the spoon, so I am not going to measure, but to a certain point. I do what I gotta do. Okay, and then you want some Dijon. Woo! Some already went in there. It's okay. I'm going to put 2 parts Dijon and 1 part stone ground mustard. Hey, you don't want to, if you want to cook with me, you'll get messy. Let me tell you. I thought if I went like this and shook it really hard, it would help. What it did was splatter everywhere. We'll get it. We'll get it yet. Okay, and then you want a little bit of the stone ground. Wonder if I can be more graceful with this. Maybe we'll just, this one, it has more in it, so I don't have to shake it down. There. It's probably all you need of that. You just want a little bit of the bite, the graininess to it. You know what I mean? Okay. Now, also, you want a teaspoon of lemon juice. A little bit of citron. Oh, goodness. Well, everything's just going to give me a hard time today, so I'm going to eyeball it. It's one of those days. There we go. And that's all you need. And we're going to stir this in. And it's going to give it that beautiful Dijon flavor and that creaminess from the sour cream and the tanginess from the Dijon and the texture from the stone ground. And it is going to be fantastic. And I'm going to put this over the chicken. And then we're going to serve it with rice. Probably, you can even put it over the rice if you wanted. And then we'll have some chickpeas and spinach on the side, which I have done for you before. But I put a little bit of crushed red pepper when I do that. And there it is. Look at this beautiful sauce. It's just beautiful. It's so creamy. I actually liked the color of it before I added this, but you want this, that flavor in there, that creaminess and that tanginess. You want that flavor in there for chicken Dijon. So let me clean up. I'll get you back. Hi, everyone. It's supper time. I have everything done, and now you get to see the final product. Here it is. Isn't that a beautiful plate? This is your chicken Dijon with mushrooms. And that's the brown and white rice that I did with the chicken broth and flavoring. And there's that's actually, I used a whole package of fresh leaf spinach and chickpeas and seasoned. You can see the red chilies in there. And also, we use a little bit of the red wine vinegar to season, to give some acid to the spinach and make it taste like something. And then salt and pepper, of course, But yeah, it's a beautiful plate. And I will put down the recipe in the description of the chicken Dijon for you. It's called creamy chicken Dijon. But don't be so rigid with it. You'll give you the ingredients and give you a ballpark of where you're supposed to be. You see how I just dump stuff, or I know how much my family's going to like, or how much they're going to use, or how much sauce I want. It's your artistic license and your kitchen. This is your rodeo, your dish. So you dump in a tablespoon more. What's going to happen? Nothing. This is your license to express yourself in your kitchen. I put these recipes here for you so that you can have a guideline to go by on a very busy day. So you do a little splash here and a little splash there. That's what makes things so unique and great. So I'm going to lift you up so you can see. There's the rice, chickpeas with fresh spinach, and there is the creamy chicken Dijon with brown mushrooms. And that's supper. Have a great night. Bye-bye.